The beginning after the end. This is the recent manga I have read, and it is absolutely incredible. It's probably on top of my 10 best mangas of all times. It's so good. I mean, wow. It reminds me a little bit of Dragon Age. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Age, but I'm also a huge fan of Mass Effect or Fallout 4 or Skyrim. Doesn't really matter what kind of RPG game it is. If it's deep enough and there's a lot of stuff to do, I probably love it. And this world is similar to like Dragon Age because you have elves, you have dwarves, you have uh, dragons, you have humans, and I'm sure there's gonna be even more races eventually. There's no way there's only just this race. I think this is the races that's on this continent, or at least the dominant races on this continent. And of course, there's magic in this world. People are able to use mana to wield all kinds of different spells. And AMC is actually a reincarnator. Now, this video will contain small spoilers, somewhat spoilers. I don't really think I can even spoil it for you because I feel like the 80 chapters that I have read so far, they're not really anything to do with main story. I think there's only like a small main story related to dragons, that little couple chapters that were about related to dragons. I think that's part of the main story. I think the rest of the stuff is just to build up the world. And that's how incredible it is. That the world build up is just so good to read, you know. There's adventures, there's dungeons, and there's all kinds of. It's so good. It's so good. And so back to the main character. So he's a reincarnator. In his former world was also. He's not come from like a regular world. He comes from a sci-fi fantasy style world as well, where they use instead of mana, what they were using in their sky and kai is like they use kai to strengthen their body and to strengthen their technique. You know, like it's the same concept like in Bleach they use spirit energy. Every single name has their own thing, but the concept is similar. And so yeah, the MC obviously comes back. He has the knowledge of his former world. So far, he hasn't been using it, which is like, I mean, he used some of his techniques, but not a lot because his world looked like there was a lot of technology in there too. So I'm hoping he would start using some of those. Uh, I think he will because in some of the latest chapters he was about to use some of his formal knowledge to build some technology or some stuff because that would be really good. I mean, that would put him on a higher level or so, or get him more control over certain things. And also, another reason I like this, the MC is fairly ambitious, so I got a feeling eventually he will become the king. That's just my guess. I'm not 100% sure. Even though in this world, in his former world, the king appointed by merit and strength, right? So if you do good things and if you're strong enough to protect things or whatever, you become a king, so you have to be extremely powerful. But in this world, it's all about bloodline. It doesn't really matter. You can be a fat, lazy piece of shit, and you can still become a king because whoever gets to be his son, bam, you're the king. And I got a feeling the MC eventually, if he gonna become a king, he gonna have to kill the former kings. I guess I'm not sure how this is not. This is all speculation. I'm not ruining anything for anyone. Just want to let you know this is all speculations on my part because he MC didn't even think about this even once. This is me speculating on things that haven't even happened, might not even happen for the next 200, 300 chapters or so, if they ever gonna happen. And so yeah, I think MC is fairly ambitious enough to take control because I just don't see him letting other people ruling over certain area where he's there. I think eventually he'll become like the most. Once he become powerful enough, he'll become like the leader of everything. You see, there's a crown in this picture, but that's just from his formal world, and the power of the fire that's from his this world. No, this is his body from this world. I don't know whoever draw this, but they just draw this and that's just like a wallpaper I got online. I take a couple of pictures from Google so I can discuss this while there's a picture of the manga or webtoon or whatever it's called. But anyways, yeah, and it's just a good manga if you want to read something that has a really really good story, good world building, good characters, and just overall just like an overall great fantasy world that just draws you in and keeps you captivated the entire time. I didn't feel bored even once through the entire read. So yeah, if you want to read something great, the beginning after the end, you will definitely enjoy this.